Usually when you say myself, that is usually your conscious or your subconscious. What is the superconscious? The superconscious is something that's collective, is something that's universe, is something that's godly or divine, or something that we are interconnected with, yet at the same time, because of our ego, our individual ego, we sometimes feel separate too. And that's why you usually use two words to communicate the dialogue you have with yourself. And that's why you say, I am upset with myself. It's almost like I am upset with myself, the other person. Huh? You put the blame on somebody else. Huh? I am upset with myself. You know, so when you say I am upset with myself, the I you're actually referring to is the infinite, because you are observing. I is the infinite, because in that moment you're observing yourself and you're saying, hey, I'm really upset with you, dude. You understand what I'm saying? So in this moment, you're separating yourself in that moment to become the observer, the witnesser, the universe, the infinite, and you're observing your human behavior and you're thinking, that was very stupid. How many of you caught yourself out doing stupid things before? Right? You're the observer. So where did you observe from? You see, if you take the right hand, your right hand cannot see your right hand. Your right hand can see your left hand, but your right hand cannot see your right hand. If your right hand is judging your left hand, therefore the right hand must be something that is somewhat interconnected, but something that is observing from a different perspective. We've all had those experiences before where we talk about ourselves, we realize about ourselves, we are watching our behavior, we're thinking, why are we doing this? Why am I looking that way? Why am I acting that way? Why am I speaking that way? So you are questioning yourself, and yourself being the conscious and the subconscious, the I being the infinite you that's observing. And so how far does that I go? The I goes infinitely. Everything. The I is infinite in connection with trees and plants and oceans and moon and sun, and everything is I, everything. Everything is. Everything in existence. Wind, you have the 5 elements, you have fire, you have wind, you have earth, you have space, you have water, so you have these elements. They're all a part of you, but when ego comes in play, you think it's separate to you. And so whenever it comes to manifestation or wanting to manifest things in life, you need to understand there are 2 parts that's making a manifestation happen. There's myself and there's I, the infinite. True or true? There's 2 things that makes a manifestation happen. Myself cannot make it happen by itself. I need to work with myself. I'll give you some example. Okay, so what does infinite control? Infinite controls so many things that are beyond myself. So I'll give you an example. Most people, do they plan when they're going to die? Yes or no? You don't plan? Okay, so my question is, how do you manifest it? Right? So myself has certain behaviors that can manifest it. True? Because myself could look after, thank you. Myself could look after, what could we do to increase our well-being, to live longer? What could we do? Myself could look after our health, could exercise more, could look after our diet, and that could prevent ourselves from smoking and things like that. True? and potentially it can increase our health, and potentially we can live longer. True or true? Okay, so you think that myself taking these actions will be able to increase health and live longer and all the rest of it. But let me ask you a question. Is it always true? Yes or no? Is there people in this world that they smoke all of their lives, living longer than people who looked after their health? Yes or no? Yes. So now you say, but that's not fair. Actually, it's very fair. It's very fair because the part that majority of people don't consider, they are only considering the behavior of myself and not considering the behavior of I. But if you are co-creating along I, myself co-creating with I, that is when we can get the best results. Why? Because you're co-creating alongside universe. Everything is co-creation. In the same way you come into this world, did myself, can you guys remember if yourself, did you plan when to enter? Did you? Looked at your watch. Okay, I'm going to pop out. Give me a few more seconds. Okay, I'm just enjoying my last moments in here. Did you plan which date? Like, no, I don't want to be Pisces. I want to be Aquarius. Give me a few moments. Okay, let me hold on. Did you do that? You didn't, or you can't remember. You did anyway. Okay, so what other things are involved? I is involved. It's the collective. There's so many things. The collective is then your parents, and then everything around that, and nature and surroundings, and every other manifestation that happens in place. Everything that happens in place, they will all affect. Is it possible that I give you an example. Is it possible that you had some sort of tournament or competition that you were really looking forward to, and you were thinking it's going to potentially change my life, and then you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, you're preparing for it, just because of some certain natural disaster, the thing's called off? Do things like this happen in life? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Yes, give me your hand raise. Okay, so it happens. So how can myself say, myself creates, myself manifests? How? Because myself is a contributor towards manifestations. This is what I want you guys to note down. Myself is purely a contributor towards the manifestation. It is not the entirety of a manifestation, and it does not have 100% guarantee of the manifestation.